Welcome, Project Lifers. I am starting week 1 of 2022. It might be the most up to date that I actually am, and it's already January 29th. I am actually going to try and get week 1 and week 2 done in this video. I have been seeing that my Project Life videos are a little short. They're about like 8-9 minutes long. But that is also back when I was doing 6x8 ones, and yeah, I don't know exactly. So I am currently working with the Elle Studio January kit. So you will see that I've kind of pulled out and made 4 mini kits from the January kit to kind of work in my album, because I mainly do all Elle Studio in my Project Life at this point. I do believe that there is going to be an insert for this week. You'll kind of see that since I am just working in a 6x9. I feel like it's a great size for me, as some weeks I just don't have a ton of pictures, which this works. Essentially, it is one 12x12, layout pretty much. So that works well for me. But then there is also some weeks where I want to do an extra, I have extra pictures. This week, which I normally don't have, is I have a lot of extra 4x6s. So that's how I kind of usually get away with it, is I have a lot of 3x4s and I get 2 3x4s in here. But this week we have lots of stuff going on. So this week was also the week that we caught COVID, unfortunately. So I'm going to play with that. I actually need to go up and still take the picture of the COVID test that I still have locked away, so that I can actually just throw it away. I just keep on I need to take pictures of several things that I just need to actually do. So let's get working on this. I'm gonna send you through to my voiceover. But yeah, and then everything that I use will be linked in the description below. So let's get started. Alrighty, crafty friends, so here we go. I'm pretty excited to get started on 2022 and have these weeks done, and maybe like try and keep up with this project and not be months and months behind like I am in 2021. But you know what? Half of 2021 is done, and that is more than what I have to say from anywhere from like 2012 to 2021. So anyways, all right, so here we go. I actually had quite a few 4x6s in this week. I can't speak. Okay, let me get this going. I am actually going to challenge myself, which I need to prepare myself for this, is to pick up my DSLR camera for the month of February and get more pictures. I am actually a photographer as my day job, pretty much, as my main income, and I just use my phone camera because honestly I believe that whatever camera you have is the best camera pretty much at that point in time. So I try not to get tripped up on having my big camera, and honestly sometimes I just get burnt out on my big camera since it is my job. But in these times, I honestly need to get it picked up to spark a little bit more creativity with myself, and maybe get different angles and, just play a little bit more, I guess, with that. So February, hopefully, I'll do better. So anyways, here we go. I am just documenting or embellishing that card. It is just the CDC announcement saying that they're going to take quarantine down to 5 days. I've been documenting, COVID all the way through all of this. So that was one thing I wanted to add in there. Next, you're going to see me flip out that card about 14,000 times, I think. I just couldn't get it right, and I just didn't know how much journaling I needed and all that kind of stuff. So then this is I don't know. I can't remember. I can look it up. Oh. Actually, it's right here. It is a feature craft. That was from the October Moment stamp. It just didn't pop like I wanted it to on that card, so I decided to put it on a label, fit perfectly, and then use my tiny attacher to attach that. moving on to the next one. This was just a quick picture that I got because I have to be very quick with my kids. They hate being photographed right now, or they think it's funny to try and ruin all my pictures. But of my son getting and doing his Zoom classes, or getting online to listen to his teacher on Zoom while he was quarantined and the rest of the class was in, and eating his breakfast, surrounded by Christmas decorations and Halloween decorations that I was taking down at that point in time. His marker, I mean, there was just so much on that darn table. I thought it was hilarious. He was like sneaking into a little corner. The oldest was still not feeling all that great. And his classes obviously start way earlier, about 7 o'clock. So he was kind of just listening to his teachers while laying in bed, on the Zoom meets, while his classes were still going. So I took that black label that I was going to use on my youngest son's picture to put it over on that snow picture. So now I needed to find a new label. And as you can see, I finally have a lot of all of my Elle Studio labels categorized by color right there. I was happy to get that done last week. Yeah. Let's see here. I was trying to find something for the top of this to kind of write in, but I don't think I ended up doing anything. I just couldn't figure it out. And so I just left it and wrote most of the journaling in that 3x4 card below. So the last few trips around with my printer and 3x4 cards have not been fun. I don't know exactly why. All of a sudden my printers, because I've never had issues with it, but all of a sudden my printers are kind of rejecting thicker paper. I'm going to work with it a little bit more. But yeah, it's just, they haven't been coming out right, or something gets off and I ruin my cards at this point. So I need to order the matte paper because the clear sticker transparency, or the clear sticker paper that I have, just smears when I type on it. So, yeah, I don't like that either. And so I need to order this matte sticker paper that everybody's been raving about. But right now I am really trying to just cut back on all the expenses and use what I have. So we're working with it, and I guess just writing on journaling cards, as much as I don't love it. And I told myself that I was going to type a lot more. We'll get to that again here in the next couple of weeks. So, all right. So this weekly title card got me. I shut off the camera, restarted again. I'm using one of these numbers that I absolutely adore from Studio Calico. I did get 2 sets of them, and now I wish I would have gotten like 3 and 4. But this one, it just had so much white space that I was just like, I had no idea what to do with this. But I love that number 1. I love how it ended out. I can't talk today. I've done like 3 videos today. Ended up coming out. And yeah, we're going to leave it. I'm trying not to overthink it, but you are going to hear me, I believe, in week 2 say something like, I need to like go study Dearly D's title cards, because she does such an amazing job all the time with her title cards. So now we're just putting the dates on there. Usually I just put the 2 dates and then put the 22 on the end, and then use some type of puffy sticker to kind of separate those two. So I'm going to get you back. I think you know what? I end up not getting the insert that I have for this one. I have an insert that it's going to document, because obviously this is the week that we caught COVID. I thought that card was perfect. I think it says like, let's get together, and I'm going to put, and get COVID, pretty much. All 4 of us got it in literally 24-hour span. It was kind of crazy. And as much as we have went through the last 2 years of protecting ourselves and vaccinating ourselves, it unfortunately still got us. But we were all very lucky and had very, very minimal symptoms. Like I said, my oldest son was pretty congested, and so was I. My husband and youngest son, actually Cannon, barely got anything at all. He got a fever and a little congestion for one day, and he was right back to himself, like within 24 hours, pretty much. So we were all very lucky, but it all got us. and I couldn't believe it. But I was happy that everybody ended up just getting it and getting very little symptoms instead of having to quarantine one person for 10 days. That is just brutal when you have to quarantine one person. So, all right, guys. So, like I said, I'm going to throw you back into the video into real life and or sped up, whatever you want to call it, real time. There we go. And then we're going to take you into week 2. Okay, so week 1 is pretty much done, other than I need to, like I said, take the pictures. I'm going to go do that tomorrow since there's no light anymore already today. It's 6:30. So yeah, so week 1, I kept this plain. It almost got me. It was just such a big white space that I was like, I don't know what to do with all of this. But yeah, so I did this. I put a screenshot of when the CDC said we could go down to 5 days. Yeah, I'm not even going into thoughts and feelings on that. We finally got a pretty big snowstorm, so I just decided that I would put, that we shoveled the driveway. Like I said, COVID stuff is going to go here. And then just pictures of my kids getting back into their homeschooling and all that good stuff. And taking down Christmas, which never happens this early in my household. But since we were quarantined and, since we were quarantined, and I knew that coming out of quarantine, both boys were going to be going right into basketball and baseball, that I just probably wasn't going to have time to do it like I wanted to. So I just got it done all in one day, took my time and just got it done and organized and all that kind of stuff. So that is week 1. So I'm excited to have it done. When I come back into week 2 for this video, I will come back and show you how this came out. So all right, we are going to move on to week 2. Let's do this. So another Elle Studio kit. Get used to those. Again, January kit that I've kind of separated into 4 different kind of weeks. If you would like to see me do that for February, just let me know, and maybe I can do that type of thing. Just like planning on like different things I'm going to use. I mean, it's not that serious of like a thing, but you never, I mean, if you guys want to see it, I can definitely do that. No 4x6s, I don't believe. Yeah, no 4x6s. So I believe what we're going to use is the other where it's all 3x4s. And then next week we'll change it up a little bit. So yeah. We also do have one 5x, I think this is like a 5x7. It might be a little bit different, but I loved this picture of my son with his grandpa. They just bought a new cabin up north and they're gutting the entire thing, as you can see. And so we went up to help them for a little bit, and this was a good picture I got of my son pulling down some ceiling. But otherwise, yeah, that's about the only insert I have. I don't know. Yep, those are too big. So I might do something a bit different, or I might not. I'm not sure. This, now I think we'll go here because I have a picture of my oldest son also doing some work. And I just kind of wanted to be like looking back and looking ahead. I think it'll be awesome to see themselves one day, if they, when they get older, or maybe they even inherit this, who knows what's going to happen, see themselves working on this cabin. So let's get started. It's not the greatest of pictures, and I honestly actually even think that it printed on the wrong side of the paper. I've been using Epson. Is it Epson? Yeah, I think it's Epson's photo paper. But you cannot tell what the front and the back is. It says, it's more white, but white, I don't know. So it's very hard to tell sometimes. And this time I just didn't even notice it. And so I don't know if it's my picture quality. Could be, I don't know. Anyways, lots of pictures of my son with his dog, because we're virtual this week. So this is, week 2, and this is actually them being virtual because of COVID, not because the school. Then next week will actually be them being virtual because the school went virtual. So, all right. I'll flip you over to voiceover and let's get this part done. All right, now we're back for week 2, guys. I'm super excited that we are getting all of this done. Let me know though, are you wanting the longer videos or do you want this short and sweet little 10, because like 1 week usually takes about 10-12 minutes, so putting these two together, and week 2 is a little bit longer. Actually week 1 was probably a little bit longer. It does take this video to almost 28-ish minutes, so it is a little bit longer, but just let me know in the comments below. Do you like shorter videos, longer videos? What do we like here? So, okay, so moving on to this week, like I mentioned, this was the week that we got out of quarantine, finally. My kids, I was out on Thursday. My kids were able to be out on Friday. So that Saturday, we headed up north to my parents' cabin that they recently have purchased and helped them with a little bit of demo since we hadn't been up there yet to see it, and they need all the help that they can get. So that is what we did. Here I am just going through. I was not a huge fan of that top card that says today is, mainly because I had it in my head that it was going to say today is hard, which is what it ends up being. Because my kid is going through finals. It just was a lot of studying, a lot of realizing that being in quarantine right before finals was a little rough. You just didn't get all the time with your teachers and all that kind of stuff. So it was hard. He was studying a lot. So that's what I was going to say, but then I just didn't love it. That's what we end up going with them. All right. So then you just seen me. I was trying to go with that title card again, and it just wasn't coming together again. So I'm like, okay, move on to something else. It will come to you. No big deal. So that's why I have like 50 million pictures of my kid at his desk or my kid behind me or somewhere studying this whole week, because that's pretty much what he did the entire week. He was catching up on the few days that he missed due to being sick, and then just studying. So, yeah, there we go for that one. Just minor embellishments on everything. I am going to try and get into more of like doing the same thing on every kind of card, more like how Crystal kind of does it to keep things easier for myself instead of just constantly looking through all of these embellishments all the time. I think that will speed up the process and just allow myself to be able to do this without so much thinking about every little detail, that type of thing. So, all right. And then in the middle of all of this, thinking that my kids were going to go back to school the next week because they hadn't been back since when they got out for Christmas break, which was December 17th. And this is now the second week of January. I was hearing down the pipeline that the district was looking to go virtual because there was tons of bus drivers and teachers out sick, and they just were not able to keep up anymore. And sure enough, by Thursday, the letter came down saying that the high school, which my oldest son is in, was going virtual by that Thursday. And for that whole next week, because they had no idea how they were going to do exams with so many kids out on quarantine and everything else. So to make it easier, everybody was just going on pretty much quarantine. So that hopefully the teachers and anybody that was in quarantine or sick could get out and be healthy in a week. And it was kind of the perfect week because like I said, they had finals and it was President's Weekend. And then the next, even a weekend after that, it would be Records Day. So they had another Monday off. So it allowed them to get a good like 10 to like 13 days out of school or something like that with all the weekends. So, but that meant there was a whole nother week of me having all of my children, both of my children at home, and I was so ready for them to go back to school. But it's all good. Everything worked out perfectly, and everybody got healthy, and we are now back in school. So hopefully that is our last stint with virtual school, and we can all just get back, hopefully, to a normal sometime soon. Anyway, so yeah, so what I chose this card, it says looking back and looking ahead, because I thought that this would be a great chance for my children to document what the cabin looked like now compared to what the cabin will look like in the future. And that I can show them pictures of, especially of my like little one, when he grows up, of him standing in the living room, knocking walls down and all that kind of stuff. So I thought that would be cool and good memories for them. Next, I'm going to use the mini Apollo stickers, I believe, or stamps from Paper Person. Is that Paper Person? I'm not sure. I think it's Paper Person. To stamp out hard on that card. There they are. I believe that's Paper Person. Anyways, yep, just stamp out hard. And then I think I'm going to work on the title card. So let's wait for that. Okay, so there we go. Yep, we just put a phrase sticker, and I cannot remember, today is an adventure, or today's adventure, I believe is what that says. Put a little heart from Elle Studio. And then when I put two 3x4 cards in a 4x6 space, I do tape them together with some random washi tape that I'm never going to use, just so that they aren't flopping around and they're just a little bit more secure in the pocket. I don't necessarily always secure them to the other 4x6, but I do secure them together. So I had realized I had put that one in the wrong spot. And then now we're just shoving those all into the pocket. And I believe, like I said, we are going to work on that title card. Again, this one didn't come out exactly how I envisioned it, but it's not bad. I just used the medium Alpha Jane stamps, the outline actually for the two. And I stamped it on just regular white paper, and then fussy cut that out so that it would stand off of that colorful paper. And then it used the white letters that I had just gotten from my February paper person kit actually to spell out week for week 2. And I went back and forth again this year because a lot of the times in 2021 I never even put the week on there. Sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't, because the week, like if you would tell me, oh, this is week 4, I would not even know if that was still in January or if it's in February. So for a long time I was like, oh, I'm just going to put the date. But now that I have this 4x6 space, I don't know. I'm going to switch it. I'll probably switch it up every week. It's not a big deal for me to switch up the format of this. It keeps it interesting at least. That's why I like to put the inserts in and all that kind of stuff. So the only other thing I wanted to do was I needed a spot to put the dates. So I just cut one of those labels in half and nestled it up top of that 4x6 card and stamped that on there. So I believe that is all I did. So yeah, I'm going to put you back into real time and probably explain some of the things that I already just explained because I do that often. And yeah, that's about it. and week 2 is done and in the books, so I am pretty happy. I need to get better at my weekly cards and like designing them. I need to go watch like Dearly D and stuff and try and figure that out, because she does her weekly cards so perfectly and mine just come out so blah. So anyways, okay, so week 2, everything got in here. I did my 5x7 weekend, and what you didn't see is sometimes I just have nothing for the back. So I just went ahead and stamped January all over. I did that kind of in my 6x8 album in 2021. Yeah, 2021. And yeah, I just, it just makes it so it's not blank, pretty much. So I loved it. I didn't think that you guys really needed to see it. It is the Brooklyn, the mini Brooklyn, I think, from Carrie Bradford. I love her stamps. So other than that, I hope you guys aren't seeing like a huge glare. I think you are. Let's see, I don't know how that will work, but anyways, and just kind of used cards. I really wanted to bring the pinks over to this side, but for the most part, everything works pretty well. I brought the purple over. I was trying to bring this pink up, but I just couldn't find a card for up here. So other than that, the only thing other that I need to kind of work on is, I think, just getting more journaling. Like, I do all of my journaling in my bullet journal. Let's see, I can flip to, yeah. So like, I have all this journaling and I don't end up putting it in here. So I just need to work better doing that, I think, in the next couple months, or in the next couple weeks, and just typing. For some reason lately, my cards are just not coming out when I put them through my printer for some reason. So, all right. And then going back, because I'm not sure if I think I did that at the end of the week 1 video. Okay, don't want to fold. Doing all this, I still need to do this. I'm still doing this all, this is all the same night. So when I get through, I'll put pictures, or maybe in week 3, I'll bounce back and show you how I did that. So week 1 and week 2 are done for Project Life. I'm pretty excited. Don't worry about all these extra pages. These are page protectors that need to go behind. I haven't done my title page or anything. I'm not worried about that. That can come later. But every week 1 and week 2 are done. So thank you guys so much for being here. Definitely hit that subscribe button if you are new. And I would love if you guys could let me know in the comments below. Have you started your 2022 Project Life, or are you still trying to finish up 2021? I am still months behind in my 2021, so don't worry about it. Did I? Oh yeah, okay, anyways. So yeah, so don't worry about it if you are. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.